Oh, you got notes tonight? Oh, he prints them out still.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah, you got notes tonight?
No, I never. No notes.
No
These are
notes.
show
I don't have
notes.
notes tonight. I'm
People-
winging it tonight.
People count on me to be unprepared and sound like an idiot. If I actually sound like I knew what I was talking about, then they wouldn't be able to sit there and go like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this idiot saying that stuff." So I don't want
There
to.
you have it. The truth
I
comes
really
out.
don't want to disappoint them. So.
Primarily Critical. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical. If movies had an after party, this would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before watching any further.
Because we've got spoilers, opinions, and trivia we've got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we cannot wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, weird, or gross.
We will pass judgment on them all.
Hey, bad guy, who's the bad guy? My name is Steve. I'm here with
Phil.
and
John.
Hey guys. So today we're talking about Gatham.
Gatham.
This is my pick. A very good family friend said, "Steve, you need to do some Bollywood movies." So I said, "Well, which one would you like us to do?" And he said, whatever's on Netflix. So that wasn't good enough for me. I went to my handy dandy computer and I typed in to Google underrated Bollywood movies, and this one came up. I still trying to decide how I feel about this movie. It was ambitious. I don't know if it delivered. What did you guys think of it?
I'll agree with that. I think it was ambitious. I think I like the story. I like the idea. The execution I felt lacked a little bit.
You hit it on the head there, John. Execution. And
Yeah.
this movie, okay, we knew it's a low budget affair. It looks like it was in California. They had a winter climate scenes in like oh, my cat's coming into the room, and they had like city scenes. So, but the execution of the action and the quality of it really let me down, and it was kind of bad, very bad. Like the fight scenes, the stabbing, the firearms use.
Yes.
And I know at the beginning of the movie, the twist, there's a lot of twists in this movie. Too many, in my opinion. Right? Anyways, the big twist at the beginning is that this is a setup for the memory loss. And they weren't going to try to hurt anybody in the beginning, right? There were fake bottles, I think, and stuff, right? A lot of people in this movie get hit in the head.
They do.
Yeah. This brings you bring up the memory loss. How this is something that was really, I didn't get an answer in the movie. What event caused him to lose his memory?
Well,
The roughing up on the train?
Yes, on the train. Yeah.
yeah, he clunked him in the head on the train, and
And we're to
yeah.
assume that was the event that led to the
Yeah.
amnesia.
Yeah. And it's a flashback scene, and this movie was really a lot of editing twists and turns.
Well, there was only one really big. I mean, it was a very complicated movie, but there was only one twist.
Yeah.
They at the beginning of the movie, and actually, a note on the beginning of the movie, the opening scene, where you get an overhead shot of these two people wandering through the forest, and they both get shot dead. That's a brilliant opening to a movie.
Yeah.
But
I've
grabs
seen it
you right
before in
away.
other movies, but yeah, it was cool.
It was very cool. It was very cool. So the first half of the first 40 minutes or whatever of the movie is this couple going to rediscover the family of the guy, and they end up at this cabin, and you think things are going to go bad, but the whole thing gets turned on its head, and then suddenly we're teleported as an audience to the city with an airport and all kinds of stuff, and people are coming and going, and we learn a lot of history about the couple and how who the real bad guy is, and I, I'm writing notes here, and I'm trying to make sense of it all, and I'm thinking, well, wouldn't it just be a lot easier just to kill this guy, and
Well,
but it then they wouldn't have found out where the girlfriend was, and
that's
That's the
part of
whole
the
reason, yeah.
twist. That we were led to believe that the daughter. A lot of this movie is surrounded by the main character is the father, and the father's in search of his daughter. And of course, as we learn throughout the movie, a psychopath of a boyfriend, right, and his crazy psycho father is involved. And so we have all these twists, and it felt like it's too much. Like
it's a lot. It's a lot.
it's a lot. And this movie's pace. I checked in at like 20 minutes into the movie. I'm like, they're really going. There's no the characters are just like already we know that's a bad guy and this and this and this, and then it changes because we learn the bad guy is just acting like a bad guy because it was trying to trigger the memory of the real bad guy. This was all busy, so busy, frantic movie, right?
Where was the father, like the bad guy father? Where was he? It was
he's the one that worked as in the autopsy in the morgue or something, right? And he had ways of disposing or cover. He was going to cover up.
Yeah, he's covering up for his son, right?
Oh, yeah.
But he ended up in a wheelchair.
Well,
couple
he had
days
a stroke
before.
or something, or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. That was an odd coincidence.
there was a
very
odd coincidence stuff. I'll get back to the acts of violence in this movie felt very cheesy to me, and
yeah, poorly executed. Yeah,
poorly.
And there's a couple times where he had the gun, and it was like
the typical,
they choose to run, and
yeah,
they knocked him out. He's laying there unconscious, and they decide to run away from him instead of take the gun away from him.
Well, not unlike a lot of movies. Like, to be fair, a lot of movies do stupid cliches of, I hit the guy over the head and I could get his gun now, but I choose to run. A lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of that. But
a lot of that.
There's a lot of slow motion action that we felt kind of cheesy.
Yeah, they didn't execute their slow motion well at all.
They didn't, and the stunts were not executed well. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
A lot of people just get slapped in the head in this movie.
But let's not forget, to their credit, they have a budget of $155,000 here. So this is pretty, from that standpoint, this is pretty incredible. You know, for $155,000, this is about as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah, yeah, they milked that for every cent.
Yeah.
I think they spent some unnecessary money on a couple of scenes. That whole police chase on the highway, I don't know how much that would have cost, but they could have spent more money on the stunt coordinators and the choreographing of the fight scenes. Instead, they went for this stupid highway chase that led to nothing. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't even remember the highway chase.
Well, the police, they must have had to get the California highway, the chips or whatever. I don't know what to do a scene where they got these police cars to chase down this. I think it was a BMW that the father was driving to get away, and this whole big.
Oh yeah.
But why? You know, you just Yeah, overall, I think the movie had great cinematography. Looked good mostly. The acting was very spotchy. It felt like some of the actors were actual cops, or they were just like, "Hey, you want to be in a movie?" It's
I
like,
can never speak for acting when I'm reading subtitles. I
oh,
always find, I
get distracted
emotion and
by it.
stuff comes through. Yeah, so I really can't speak a lot about the acting here because I find subtitles just don't really give me a sense. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's a lot. There's something lost in translation with the subtitles.
you
For
know,
sure.
it was so weird the language. I put the subtitles on, and they flash by so fast, and
Oh,
I'm not very good at reading that quick.
oh,
But a lot of the language had English mixed in, sprinkled in.
Yes, yes,
You
oh,
guys
the
notice
acting,
that?
the
yeah.
acting, and the movie, the subtitles. It was a hodgepodge of subtitles in English and then Tagalog. Is that the
Um,
pronunciation of?
wait. I made sure to look this up. I was very careful because I didn't want to mispronounce this. Well, hold on.
I did.
Uh,
Yeah, I did listen to that. Now I forget.
We're notorious for butchering names and so on. So
Telugu,
Telugu.
Telugu.
Telugu,
Okay.
There you have it.
Telugu. So that's the language it was, and I don't know. They might have sprinkled some English into it because I don't know. There's certain words that are not in Telugu that they wanted to
Oh,
use.
yeah.
Like I mean, there's Spanglish and Fringlish and all kinds of
Oh,
issues,
well,
right?
within the movie, the main characters all spoke language, and then the American actors were all English. Then the subtitles sometimes, like they're very quick, Steve. I think you said, and I caught myself like probably 20 times having. I was watching it on Amazon Prime, stopping and having to catch up because the subtitles are moving so fast, and I get you're caught up just reading. And I don't, by and large, I hate subtitle movies, but this is the way we have to watch it, right? So that's not a knock against the movie. That's just how it is, I guess.
Well, it's hard to watch a movie when it's not your native language. That's all.
Yeah, it's
Well, yeah.
I think this.
When you're looking at subtitles, you're not looking at everything else that's going on the screen.
you're
You're missing out on
distracted.
other things.
You're
So
distracted.
it's a trade off, right?
But with streaming, I was able to pause and make sure I understood what the hell was going on, because this movie was busy, and I don't, it was kind of relentless with its the pacing,
Yeah.
and that's a cool thing. Because if did you feel that movie felt it moved along and you're
Oh
entertained?
yeah, for sure, absolutely. I didn't feel bored in this movie at all. I just, yeah, I was definitely captivated. And I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was a good story. The execution, yeah, like I've mentioned, it could have been done better. We could pick at the execution a lot, but once again, for $155,000,
way better. Could you imagine if this movie, and it's Amazon Prime, but think of movies like Six Underground or something, getting that kind of budget behind a movie like this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they should have put the money they put under Six Underground in a movie like this, because Six Underground, I don't know. I mean, I digress.
You were very unimpressed with that movie.
I was. That was just all glitz and glamour and explosions and really no substance.
That you guys are for you guys familiar with Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of in his movies he's got a lot of really smash cuts, like if somebody's pouring themselves a drink, a smash cut of pouring alcohol, slamming down the bottle, and then shot, right? And it's just like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, all the cool things of drinking.
Yeah, yeah, or pumping gas, or beating somebody up, or paying for something.
Cool.
Yeah, he tends to do that. Smash cut, bang, 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 bang. Anyway, there was a few scenes a lot like that in this Gatham movie, especially at the beginning. And I don't know.
I like I said, I like the cinematography.
I thought the filming was good. Yeah,
yeah.
I thought the filming was good.
They did some cool I would assume drone shots, and it was in the winter scenes, the snow scenes.
There's some overdubbing too. I feel like there was a lot of moments where they had the actors speak into a mic after filming it.
Oh, ADR, like additional dialogue recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know the buzzwords.
Uh, the buzzwords. Well, yeah, that's not unusual, but I'll keep saying it. It didn't have the budget to pull off like very convincing action scenes. Like the whole chasing scene with the bad guy, Rashi.
Yes.
He's chasing the Rishi, chasing the father and the niece, right? That's she.
Yeah.
And he's shooting at them and missing constantly, and the slow
Well, yeah, doesn't he
motion.
have like just
Yeah,
a weird?
and then
yeah.
He did have that weird thing, but
he's
maybe
he's a complete evil character in this movie.
Yeah.
He's completely
it's like Elmer Fudd shooting into the air.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was just bad. It was just not great.
Now,
Yeah,
Yes.
action scenes sucked. I agree.
correct me
and
if I'm
the
wrong,
whole-
but there was
The
there was
whole sorry, Steve.
Okay.
Sorry, while I'm on this, the whole thing where he shoots the father in the back, and he ends up thinking, well, he comes up to him thinking he's dead. Well, in fact, he's wearing a bulletproof vest. Okay, where the hell's these people? He gets a bulletproof vest. It's a little too
Yeah,
much.
and not only that, it was a shotgun, and they show a bullet in the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's a
Yeah,
low budget
so-
affair, I guess, right? But
yeah, it looked like he was using buckshot, right?
Yeah, it was a shotgun because they showed the pump action shotgun. So
Yeah,
it was definitely a shotgun. So, and it wasn't a slug; it was a bullet.
yeah,
They showed in the vest. So it was, just the wrong ammunition for that type of gun.
yeah,
yeah. You can tell because the bullets are red, right? Because they have just a little plastic house for all the little pellets.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you can get a slug in those too. A slug is a
Oh.
big fat lead thing that's just a single projectile, right? But it wouldn't look like that. What they
Oh.
showed was a bullet. So yeah, little screw up
But-
there.
there's all the not to discredit this movie. There's all the cliches of people getting shot, stabbed, and they're still surviving, and they're still going on. Like the end scene with the father after being stabbed, shot in the leg, he goes in and saves his daughter from that chest, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he has
He was
to bash through a window. He's a very physically. He looked like a big guy on screen, right? He's a very
He
physical
seems like a
presence.
big dude. Yeah,
big dude, but he's injured and he still busts through this. The handling of the medical aspect of this movie, like from a medicine point of view, is like all these concussions and injuries, and it's very silly. Like,
but yeah, you're right. He smashes through the wall. Did you guys expect the girl to be alive?
yes. Oh, and if you
I didn't know. I really had no,
Well, yeah. After all this, all the storyline and all the twists and turns, if the payoff wasn't her surviving, it would have been a goddamn letdown. It'd be like, oh shit, what the
Well,
hell?
I thought that was the point. I thought it was
Uh,
supposed to be this.
it's not like Seven, where it's like the
Rollercoaster of
head in the
emotions.
box. I like the ending, the very ending.
Yeah.
The last scene, was it not the psycho son with the father sitting in the wheelchair across in some kind of river or creek?
It had a good ending. It had a
He's
nice
in the
nice
chest.
ending.
He's in
With
the
a
chest.
bite.
Look, yeah, and well, they're fucked. So,
Yeah.
and he told the police, "I don't know where he went." So, I don't know where he is.
Yeah. They tell the cops that he escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So it had a good ending, but for some reason the father was there in a wheelchair on the other side of the river.
Yeah, how did that happen? Not sure, but
That would take a lot of work for a guy that's already been shot and and stabbed.
Well, he had his whole family there,
Oh,
extended too.
he had his crew. He had a crew throughout the
Yeah,
movie. He
cool.
had these guys helping him, and they're just unfledging. They just did whatever, broke
Yeah,
laws.
and one of them was he somehow roped into this whole plan a woman that was just slept with Ricci one night, or was did I get this wrong? Like oh God,
Well,
she
she was
shows
she was the cousin of the girlfriend that he supposedly killed.
Oh, see, maybe I didn't make that connection. Oh, okay, that would make what
Yeah, and
makes
she
sense
didn't
as why she's
she
more.
yeah, she didn't sleep with him. She just she woke up or she was there when he woke up and she said, "I'm your girlfriend."
Yeah, well, but
And-
that
Oh
was
no,
all
no, no,
part
not
of the.
her, not her.
Oh,
The other woman that they show. He's okay. His in the beginning. Okay, the daughter that got abducted. Right. This is another screwy part. Is that in the beginning, the daughter she comes home and acts like Ricci is like cheating on her. Right.
Right.
That woman that he's cheating with,
Yeah.
she ends up showing up at that house later on.
Yes.
Her.
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about? No, you're talking about somebody else. That's not the cousin. That's why.
No,
Why did she?
Yeah. That's I know who you're talking about now. She's
Yeah.
she was the one that made the rest of the family believe that that the daughter was dead. Right?
Well, said she broke down too, right? Like suddenly she shows up at the door of this house where all this is taking place, and she shows up like she broke down, and now the couple, Ricci and his who he thinks is his girlfriend, are trying to warn this woman now too that
oh,
we've been
that was the okay, this is a complicated movie. They've made it unnecessarily complicated. That she was the one that was in the a medical prison facility, and she lost her memory because once again more head trauma, injuries, losing memory. She may or may not have killed her husband or something. Do you know, Steve, what I'm talking about? And she was the one. She was a former cop, or she's now in this medical prison, and she was part of the acting a crew that was to fake Rishi to trigger her memory.
So
Yeah.
she was not the woman that Ricci was sleeping with at the beginning, or was about to sleep with.
Yeah, she was. She was like supposed to be a hooker or something.
Well,
Yeah, something like that.
There's that. It was a flashback to Rishi.
There's at least 2 hookers, possibly 3.
Okay, when that one woman shows up at the house, she shows up to the house and she says, "My car broke down and my was blah blah blah." She was one of the actors, or she was one of the.
Right, she was in on the scheme.
She was
in on the scheme,
But
and
that's
she
my
was
whole
the one that
point.
was in the hospital. She lost her memory as well. There's a lot of people losing their
She
memory.
was in the hospital. Why don't I remember this?
No,
Well,
I don't remember this at all.
Oh my gosh, it's a brief scene, and she's part of the group that's trying to trigger the memory of Rishi.
Yes, I did know that.
To get the information out.
Yes, but she showed my recollection is she's the one that Ricci in the very beginning of the movie when Ricci's getting caught by the daughter that gets abducted, right? I thought that she was the one that Ricci was about to sleep with. Or am I don't remember.
No, I remember this. I remember this the way John's saying, but it's not at the beginning of the movie. It's after the cabin beginning.
Yeah, but you got to remember that they cut scenes at the beginning of the movie to make you think that Rishi is a good guy, but in fact he's not.
No, he's a bad guy.
Oh, through and through. I mean, him and his dad are just like pieces of shit. But it's like I said, it's very twisty. The movie is very busy, but I thought the beginning was very weak. But the ending felt pretty strong. Like it worked pretty good for me. Like except for the stupid shotgun action, violence, action scenes, they were terrible. Otherwise, I was okay with it.
Yeah, well, I think this would be an excellent movie if done with a bigger budget. You know, I think
Exactly. Give
it's
it
just
a
it's
yeah.
you know it's unfortunate they didn't get the money that the story writing deserved here. But
Yeah, but from things I researched online, this movie is well received in India. Uh, good buzz about it. So hey, maybe it'll get remade. Stranger things have happened. So
do you guys know where Telugu is spoken? Like, is it spoken? Is it a common language through India, or is
I would think so.
Because this is the first I've ever heard of Telugu.
It's true. It's true. I've never heard of this language before. Please, if you guys know more than us, which is very likely, please comment on the movie.
Oh, I guarantee you know.
Oh, you know what? Absolutely. Please comment. I just realized something terrible.
What? You made up that whole hospital thing with
no,
because I was feeling it.
No, my background was now it reads properly. Is that correct, Gatham?
Why? What was it saying before?
Your background has been the same for us the entire time.
Yeah,
okay, to me,
yeah. You're changing your perspective, but ours stayed the same.
Yeah. Now it does say Maison Presents to me instead of Amazon, but I think everyone else will fill in the A.
I don't know what these. Hey man, it's the quality control on my end. It's like it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
If
current Bezos sues us for missing the A, then there's something really wrong with the world.
I cheaped out, couldn't include the A, so sorry, Maison.
We couldn't afford the A. Couldn't afford the A.
That's right.
Should we get to trivia?
I'm kind of glad that we dragged on a bit because the trivia the pickings are slim. We only have the one piece of trivia, and if I could get you guys to fight to the death over who is the piece of trivia.
Phil, take it away.
Holy crap! Where's my? I gotta pull up the.
I can do it here. Okay. Production unit lost lens box. Production unit lost a lens box worth $100,000 during the shoot in Lake Tahoe, and a local resident found those on a riverbank and returned those on the last day of schedule. Okay, so their equipment, they have $100,000 piece of equipment. Their budget's $150,000. If they'd lost this piece of equipment, I mean, you would have almost doubled the budget.
Yeah, I'm thinking they rented that piece of equipment.
I would think so.
I would hope so.
And things got hairy. They could have been a lot worse. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. They got the stuff returned. I mean.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No,
I got.
Do we need to do more Bollywood?
Sure.
I'm not opposed to Bollywood. No, I'm okay with Bollywood. Why not?
Does this movie qualify as a Bollywood movie? Because from my point of view, this movie was really set in America, in California. It didn't feel like anything off. Am I wrong? They spoke the same language, but that's not unlike people that's in North America that's within their household speak their language.
Well, I mean, how many North American idiots out there are talking about Bollywood? Probably not many. So we might top that category.
We might be those idiots.
We might be those idiots.
We want to be your idiots.
Yeah, distinguish the movie. It felt like at first I thought this movie was going to be a horror movie. It felt like horror was involved. Like.
Yeah,
and then it turned into
it was kind of a horror movie. I mean, I think it would.
Yeah, and then it became
that genre,
a thriller, a whodunit, or a twister.
It made you sad. It made you mad. It made you hopeful. It was a roller coaster of emotions. But the music was not subtle at all. What did you guys think of the music? Like,
pretty.
Did it stand out for you the way it did for me? Because it was
Not
like,
really. It
dum,
felt
dum, dum.
felt like maybe a little over the top,
It was
right?
yeah, it was over the top. It was
And maybe canned, not very
up in your business.
up in your business. Did you feel violated by the soundtrack?
Well, possibly a little bit. A little bit.
You like felt like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't consent to this music. But here you are.
This
You're all
music
up
feels
in my
like it's
business.
penetrating me.
I did not feel that way about that aspect of the movie, Steve.
All
But
right.
I'd have to
All right.
revisit that.
Okay, cool, very good. Obviously, it didn't have the same impact for you guys. I was gonna talk like before we hit that 40-minute mark. I had drawn a lot of conclusions. I mean,
I think that was yep.
yeah, like the dad. He
By
kept,
design,
like,
right?
yeah, he kept talking about you need rest. You need rest. You should probably rest.
Yeah.
Here, take some rest. And then there was another thing where the boyfriend just kept leaving his girlfriend alone in the cabin, and he
Yeah.
was wandering off and doing his own thing, and then it took this giant twist, and then it was like, okay, well, none of that matters anymore. But it was interesting.
That was all by design.
It was all by
And
design.
I thought that was pretty cool. And it reminded me, Steve, you triggered some notes I had. Get Out. Remember Get Out? The movie Get Out?
Yeah, I remember Get Out. Yeah.
Similar sort of thing. One dealt with memory loss. This movie deals with memory loss and what we don't understand about it. And the other one was hypnosis, right? Get Out. And it was like Get Out was superior movie, I have to say, than this.
Yes.
But with the right money, we refer to having the right budget to do a movie, execute a movie like Gatham.
I think Gatham needed a tighter script, and and you're right, more money.
Well, every movie is going to claim that if it's low budget or
Well, so now,
shortcomings.
does anyone know is there a history of like Americans coming along, looking at Bollywood original movies and going, hey, we've got the huge budget. Let's redo that and make it into an American version of the movie. Does
Good
this
question.
Guaranteed. American Hollywood is like, yeah, they'll steal from everybody.
They'll
British,
steal anything. So
yeah,
so this gets
Japanese,
stolen.
Whatever.
That's a great question. I don't know about Bollywood movies or Indian movies, but for sure, Japanese, South Korean movies, they're being remade for the last 20, 30 years. We know that. And then...
Yeah, well, and I mean, Americans typically, they go and they steal other country sports and stuff like that and bring it there and make it a bigger thing in there. So, yeah, I could see, an American film producer looking at this and going, hey, they got something there. Let's do it,
This movie, Gatham, it just came out. It just came out, right? And it was held up as a lot of productions with the COVID pandemic. And you never know. We'll see how it plays out. It never got to be released in theaters to the extent that other movies have.
So maybe this is like, I know nothing about the film business in Bollywood, but is it possible that they go, okay, let's throw something together that's like, let's put together a movie that has a really good story and all this stuff, but we don't have the money, so we put a $155,000 movie together, and then Hollywood, in the hopes that Hollywood will come and buy the rights to it for like, $1 million. So then you've invested $155,000 and you just profited $800,000.
I have no idea.
Is this turnaround?
I'm sure.
Is that happen? Like, is that how this business works? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm sure it happens. I couldn't say, but
I don't know either.
But what happens with remakes? They'll just make the movie into an American movie, which this movie was already set in. So how different would it be? You would just
they would be
bizarre.
It would be very, very bizarre. we're running out of time, guys. I think we should call it.
Sure.
Is that Gotham? Is there anything like that you need to get off your chest before we wrap it up?
I'm done. Yeah, nothing I need to say about Gotham anymore. Gotham.
Gotham.
Yeah.
A quick question for our audience. Please tell us why it's named Gatham.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a language thing. Next week, Monday?
I like the poster. It's very freaky. It just creeps the shit out of me.
It's a little freaky out. Next week, Monday at noon, we're releasing Bad Education. Now, I believe that's John's pick.
Yes, that was my pick. Yes.
Yes.
I picked this one. It's been on my list forever. I can't remember why. It may have been Hugh Jackman. He got on my radar. I think from movie 43 with the balls on his neck. He had testicles on his neck. Remember that?
Absolutely.
I remember.
How could I forget?
Yeah. So I think at that time I looked into some of the stuff that Hugh Jackman had done and was doing and stuff, and I came across Bad Education, or it could have just been that my wife brought up to me. Like I don't really remember, but at any rate, it's been on my list for a while. So I thought, well, let's do it. Why not?
There you go.
I love that.
Go. I can't wait to talk about it.
I love it.
I can't wait to talk about it, and thank you all so much for joining us. That was Gotham. We are primarily critical.
Gotham.
You are awesome. Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.